They climbed the steps where just 2 weeks ago rioters stormed the Capitol, walked the halls where they spread fear.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President-elect of the United States, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. and Dr. Jill Biden.
And took the oath of office where they tried to overturn democracy, the riot not forgotten in this U.S. presidential inauguration like no other.
2 weeks ago, when an angry, violent mob staged an insurrection and desecrated this temple of our democracy, it awakened us to our responsibilities as Americans.
Protected by tens of thousands of soldiers and police, a pandemic raging, the thousands of usual spectators replaced by flags, the dignitaries spaced out. History was made. The first African American of South Asian descent and the first woman to become vice president.
I, Kamala Harris, do solemnly swear.
And then, just before noon, Joe Biden became the new president of the United States.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
The chaos of what happened here remembered.
Just days after a riotous mob thought they could use violence to silence the will of the people, to stop the work of our democracy, to drive us from this sacred ground. It did not happen. It will never happen. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever.
Mixing hope with the dark reality of this moment, he pledged to be honest with the American people, and he laid out a challenging agenda.
The dream of justice for all will be deferred no longer. A cry for survival comes from the planet itself, a cry that can't be any more desperate or any more clear. And now, a rise of political extremism, white supremacy, domestic terrorism, that we must confront and we will defeat.
This was a rebuke of the last 4 years of President Donald Trump. Not mentioned by name, Trump was also not in the audience, peppered with past presidents. Only the fourth president to refuse to attend, but the very first to refuse to concede. He left Washington with only a small group to see him leave, impeached twice and facing a trial in the Senate for the riot he inspired. He's reportedly talking about creating his own political party to mount a political comeback.
So just a goodbye. We love you. We will be back in some form.
A true sign of how much has changed, the biggest celebrities who shunned Trump's inaugural returned to Washington to celebrate a new president.
But now I see.
The pandemic and security concerns meant traditions needed to be changed. After the ceremony, the new president and vice president, flanked by their predecessors, laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington National Cemetery. And the parade was more of a televised motorcade. But the traditional walk still happened, down Pennsylvania Avenue and into the White House. Their new home, and now his Oval Office. Culhane, Al Jazeera.